Today, I'm going to be debunking another toxic patriarchal saying that is used to groom boys and girls in every generation to normalize, misogyny and maltreatment of women, putting down women so that men can climb on their backs and use them to, reach great heights. And that saying that we're going to be looking at today is the notion that women belong in the kitchen. So that is absolute bullcrap. It doesn't make any sense. From a biological perspective, there is nothing that makes women to have the sole capacity to cook. We don't use our bosoms to cook. We don't use our womb to bake the food. We don't use the part between our legs to toast the food. No, food is something we use our eyes. You know those eyes that men say we are visual. So you are able to see when you go to the market, you'll be able to see the best tomato. You are very visual, right, men? You are able to see when the food is frying very well. We use our hands. Those hands that some men used to, hurt their wives. Those hands that they used to say there are things that we men can do. For example, we can fight, we can defend, we can protect. Those hands are so powerful that they can also cook in the kitchen, right? Your nose can smell when the food is burning. You know when it is perfect time. That nose that you know when you're upstairs or wherever you are in the bedroom and then the food is ready and you smell it, you know that's the time to come out when your wife has finished cooking. That nose is what we also use. So there is nothing. Look about what is it about cooking that makes it something that is exclusively something that women can do. Biology does not support that argument. So now, even looking at things from a biblical perspective, because I mostly address Christians and try to correct that notion that women are somewhat beneath men. In the first place, when God created Adam and Eve and put them in the garden, he told them the fruits and vegetables that are here, they are all yours to eat. You see all these fruits, they are all yours to eat. Fruits don't need to be cooked. How many of you have roasted an apple before? Or how many of you have boiled a mango? All these things are things that you can just pluck and eat straight. And if truly women were supposed to be confined to kitchens, God would have already made her, the way that in Africa, in many African societies, communities, when a woman is getting married, she will get mortar and pestle, she will get a blender, she will get a fridge, stove, pots and pans to go to her husband's house and be cooking. God would have already settled and bring her, as he's making her, he will give her all those things. And then that's saying that, okay, the best way to get to the heart of your husband as a woman is through his stomach. So she would have been cooking one delicious vegetable soup like that, so that when Adam sees her, he'll be like, oh, behold the cook of my cook, the chef of my chef. She shall make my vegetable soup. She shall be called the chef of man, because she will feed him so that he will not die of hunger. No, he just saw her relaxing, moving around, living her own life, and he came across her. So God himself didn't equip woman and say, come down to earth or wherever and come and start cooking for the man. So who are you to give her that assignment? And now beyond that, there are many men in the Bible that were not just anyhow cooks or chefs. They were gourmet chefs. Look at Esau and Jacob, the twin sons of Isaac. Esau was such a good chef that his dad was like, there's this special pepper soup that you make for me. I don't want it from Rebecca, my wife. I want you to make it for me. Go catch me that fresh point and kill, animal, that bush meat, and come and make that special soup that you make for me, so that I will be happy and I'll be able to prophesy. This soup is so amazing, or this pepper soup is so great that it has the capacity to make somebody to start prophesying. Right? And then on the other side, Jacob, the brother of Esau, was so good that common lentil soup, we didn't even know here that they said they put vegetables or meat or whatever inside the common lentil soup. He was cooking this soup. The smell was so good. Esau came back from where he was and he was like, in fact, I have to taste this thing. This smell is scattering my brain. If I do not taste it, in fact, I will die. He was ready to sell his birthright. He said, yes, if I want to eat this soup, even if it means that I'm going to now be the second born and you'll be the firstborn. I don't mind it. Can you imagine the kind of soup, the quality of that soup for a whole full-fledged man, a strong man like Esau, to sell his birthright just to taste that soup? So what are you talking about? Was Esau, does he have two heads? Or Jacob, does he have two heads? And also, even in the Bible, when we talk about in the temple, all those sacrifices that they are bringing, it is the priests. There were no female priests. It's the priests that were boiling it and toasting it and to be smelling. So much that Eli's sons went and they were packing meat and they ended up, offending God and getting into trouble. Can you imagine the smell of that meat? Because Bible says that when they cook that meat, the smell of the meat will just come as a sweet smelling savor to God. And God will forgive their sins. What are you telling me? Are we talking about Jesus? Jesus himself, upon resurrection, he was there making sardine sandwich. And then the disciples were there, they were there fishing. And when they saw him, he's like, come on over. He is the husband of the church, or he's the bridegroom of the church. People that talk about relationship between husband and wife and they say he's a shadow of the relationship with Christ and the church. He was there cooking. He didn't say, I'm the one that caught the fish and then I will now be the one to cook it. I'm the one that went out there to work. How dare you expect me to be in the kitchen? He didn't even tell them, okay, come and cut tomato, come and cut pepper. He cooked the food for them and said, come back. As they came back from their fishing, they came back from their job. He was there. Food was ready for them. So what are we talking about? So if you say that the Bible is where you're getting your example, that it has to be only women that need to live in the kitchen, you are getting it all wrong. Even in that same Bible, Mary and Martha were sisters of Lazarus. They are already used to, okay, women belong in the kitchen. So Jesus came and he was preaching and he was teaching men motivational talk, encouraging them, empowering them with wisdom. And Mary was like, you know what, this kitchen assignment is not working for me. How come is it that it's only the men that will be learning? Jesus is my friend too. And she came and sat down. And then Martha, the sister, thinking that she was doing the right thing because she's so deeply steeped into patriarchal grooming, she came to complain. Jesus, have you seen Mary? She's supposed to be in the kitchen cooking and sweating. There's this occasion happening here. When there's occasion, women need to be the ones in the kitchen. How can you be dressing up, rub perfume and sit down and be chatting important stuff with the men? And Jesus was like, hey, Martha, you have chosen the kitchen. Mary has chosen the better thing. So una no say, you guys know that staying out of the kitchen is a better thing. Jesus said Mary has chosen the better thing. So you guys chose the better things, but you want us to be in the kitchen doing the menial job of cooking, cleaning, washing, and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Cooking is a life skill, is a survival skill. It is something every one of us needs to learn how to do. Whenever, and depending on how things are going, sometimes the woman cooks, sometimes the man cooks. But you guys telling us that our assignment is to stay in the kitchen and be cooking, that is a lie. We are not subscribing to that. We have talked about biology and we have talked about what the Bible says. Looking at even our common societies, when it comes to cooking, there are so many men that are chefs, gourmet chefs, right? And Michelin 5-star chefs. These people are so good at cooking, and they are men. So what is it that differentiates them from men that say that men must not know how to cook? What I'm seeing there is this. As long as it is not paid labor, when you're in the kitchen at home cooking, then they will push it to the woman. But once there's fame, once there's financial reward attached to it, everybody will just jump up immediately and start making TikToks and showing, oh, I'm a chef, I'm a man, see, I can cook. They will just come on shirt and just be showing their muscle and cooking. Please, we know what people are doing, and we don't belong in the kitchen. No human belongs in the kitchen. We cook when we need to, but it is not the sole task of a woman. In summary, what I'm trying to say is this: cooking can be fun, and if you as a woman, you enjoy cooking, absolutely, feel free, enjoy, explore, but do not buy into that narrative that your life should be all about cooking. If you're doing cooking and it is your source of income, you're making money from it, great. And if you love cooking to feed people and all that, it's great. But there's nobody in this life that their life is just confined to staying in there, churning out food, feeding everybody, and there's no reward for it. And that is what I am speaking up against. So I'll just leave this here. There's so many more things that one can talk about. Cooking can be fun, and it doesn't matter who does it. But it becomes a problem when a man jumps up and says, oh, I cannot eat this tomato stew unless you use your hand and pound it. I cannot even microwave my own food. I cannot do anything for myself. It has to be my wife. I cannot eat food from outside. That is a lie. That is a lie. Don't allow anybody to tie down your destiny by telling you that you are the only person that can cook what they can eat and all whatnot. If you enjoy cooking as a woman, feel free to do it. Have fun, but do not allow it to become the whole thing that defines you. So I'll just leave it there today. Let me know what you think in the comment section.